and say, well, you only have one right clicker at the moment. Alchemist can be a right clicker, but will not be for quite a long time.
Even Havost, his right clicks are fairly meager because all he's got is a VKB. They are somewhat reliant on their magic damage through this stage of the game, but later on, their ability to win in a right-click war is, I think they actually might have an edge there. It's just a lifestealer, and there's a Fiend script to deal with him. He still has to fight in the middle of Acid Spray, and you could just surge heroes away. But Tongfu, they need to find pickoffs. That's really the big thing for them. There's no mech up on the dude. The zip in. Here's your lifesteal bomb. They've gone directly onto Kuroki. They'll bring him down in a hurry. Now they've tried to focus on Denny, who continues to run. Mu continues to chase. Coil on 2. No rage available. Actually, Mu will zip south into the river, and Denny blinks forward. Wants to kill him off. He will, and then he orbs back to safety. Hao still healthy. And from the backside comes the support. Tongfu just ran straight up the mid lane, and now wrap around. They did kill off Tavost. King J, hook already used. Going on to Puppey has underestimated the power of that medallion. Defensive disruption from Banana, tries to buy him some time. It won't buy him nearly enough now. He's getting body blocked. He's getting surrounded. Sangsheng just casually drives by, hunting Dendi. Throws out the level death. I think the urn will kill him. It will. And that gives them a 600 gold bounty for an unstoppable streak. 4 heroes do fall in the end. Puppey stunning himself in celebration as the team fight at long last finally ends.
You know what? I'm going to say something very controversial, but I think Tongfu won that fight. I mean, given the fact that they started off really, really bad, Doom survived once again. They killed Havos and Dendi. The money that went from Dendi just for that kill was enough to pretty much offset all the small other deaths that they had. And that money went to the Doom as well. Doom now has a mech, meaning they can withstand the burst damage once again a lot. And now, Doom, I mean, at this point, of course, you are the support player and you want some support items. But getting so much, you might be thinking, okay, let's give some farm to this guy, because at this point, why not? Let's just get something more on the responsibility of the support items on the clock, because this is doing very well.
Yeah, just because they got the mech alone, I feel that makes a big difference. And as you rightly point out, Na'Vi lost core heroes in that fight, and a lot of them. That Alk is unfortunately a support, which means him living is nice, but not as essential as Havost living. Still has to farm his BKB, is slowly getting closer. Well, Na'Vi have taken some scrappy fights. As far as golden experience goes, though, it's been very even and remains so right now. 250 gold lead for Na'Vi. Minimal at best. 3,500 experience lead is decent, but everyone's already sort of hit their stride at this point. Storm's level 13. Doom's level 13. Clockwork a bit under-leveled, but King J is mostly just a vehicle for the lifestealer and a hook and a cog. So that's all he really counts for, and he should be able to get those off in most fights. The mech pickup against so much AoE, that is the #1 thing that Tongfu needed, and now they have it. The next step for them is to get this Mu Orchid. I feel that's absolutely essential. If you get that, and you have Doom, you can disable the Darkseer and the Puck, and those are the 2 most important heroes by far. Without them, Na'Vi can't take a team fight. So farming up that Orchid has to be next on the priority list, and for the time being, it seems like Tongfu aren't really forcing things too much. They do want to start to get up some of these next items.
Wouldn't be right. It wouldn't even be bad to force to farm the Orchid also on the Doom. Get 2 Orchids as well. Doom can definitely do that. But I want to single out Banana. If you click on him, look at his skill build. It's kind of weird. 2 points on Soul Catcher and 3 points on Disruption. Normally you want to leave Disruption for the end, just because it scales better when the other guys deal more physical damage. In early game, the damage that you get from die is not long enough. I mean, the illusions last 1 more second per level, which is something nice, but not huge. I think this is in mind of thinking about the Luna right now. And speaking of that, Roshan is going through.
Yeah, normally against an illusion-based carry, which Luna is later on, you can tend to go for that. Havost comes in, Disrupt is forced out on him, and now Na'Vi surge forward, blink forward. Dendi jumps in, they found Banana, they've used a decent amount to bring him down. Havost will be alive for the time being, however, he is doomed. In comes your Infest Bomb, it's hit quite a few. Hook over the top, Grip was there by Krogi, but it does get cancelled, I believe, by Battery Assault. King J's isolated him, but maybe it's King J who's isolated. He runs to the Roche pit. Take me, Roche. Take me now. He won't do it. Now he goes back in and dies. They haven't addressed the storm problem, and this could prove to be their downfall. 4 dead. It will be 5. Sangsheng doing so much work on this 4-position Doom. Call it now a 1-position Doom, because he is 7-0-4, and they're about to steal this rush. Let's Dendi can orb in and snatch it.
Oh, he did it!
Snatches the
He
Aegis.
did it!
Dendi, man. Opa, Dendi, but he'll pay, I believe, with that at least an Aegis. Can he blink out? Can he do it?
He does.
He blinks into the
He
pit.
does.
He does have an orb. Dendi's gone. He gets out of there scot-free. Wow. Well, that is not something you game plan for.
Well, you know, Bambo kind of does this and dies. Dandy steals the Aegis against 5 guys.
Hey,
Walks
be
away.
nice to Bambo. Bambo's, you can't play that, man.
I love Bambo, but I mean, wow. This was amazing.
They did steal the Roche, the Aegis, but Tongfu did come out way ahead in terms of
No.
golden experience there.
Forget about that. Forget about that. I mean, in that situation, stealing the Aegis is a huge win. Then you can look at how they were team-wide and how Tongfu is now dominating.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but forget about that for a moment. Rejoice on what
I
Dandy just
did! Did you not hear me?
No, I'm not hearing you
I'm not
now.
celebrating enough, Bruno.
You're not celebrating enough.
Okay. Break out the champagne and I'll happily have some.
Yes, here you go.
Yeah. Mountain Dew not going to cut it, that's for sure. That was a great Aegis snipe. We'll try and take a look at how the rest of the game is going, though. It is a 4.5k gold lead for Tongfu, a 4.5k experience lead. They're starting to find the rhythm here. Dandy on the hunt with that Aegis. Can he make it work? He'll isolate Banana. Now the silence comes. The coil could be next. Banana will fall. Don't even need the coil to bring him down.
The Banana falls
And now
from the
King
tree.
J. Stun actually under an illusion by Puppy. Not able to get in range to target the right hero, or just got confused there. I think he was actually in range. But in the end, Na'Vi looking to push this tower. Kuroki smoked up. And pretty good defensive posture from Tongfu. By the way, there's a BKB on Sangsheng. This Doom is a pain and a half to deal with. Top lane, Mu is pushing towards the base. He does have his Orchid. He's got 1,500 gold. Puppy channeling the stun. Throws it out, lobs it. Barely even scratches the Doom. Did I mention he's tanky? He's very tanky.
He is very tanky indeed. And I have to applaud the decision. Puppy now going for Shadow Blade. This support alchemist looks less and less like a support. It kind of reminds me of the times where Puppy plays the Lycan, which of course hasn't happened in a long time because Lycan not as powerful a hero as he was. But Puppy knows how to play these heroes that get some kind of farm right now. And if you look at the Medallion as well, Medallion is a support item, but it helps you as well. If you get tanky enough, it's kind of like having Desolator just for the orb part. That alchemist is starting to become kind of a small problem. And if it's not kept in check, then it will be the game of the supports. Sangsheng and Puppy.
Yeah,
But
right now Sangsheng is heavily winning that battle. He is 6k ahead of Puppy, but Greevil's Greed maybe will be the comeback mechanic here. And also Sangsheng has spent a lot of his gold on mid-game items. He's gone for Shadowblade Mech, BKB. It leaves him a little bit less room to scale just in terms of inventory slots. You'll have to replace some of those. But overall, the bigger picture for this game is that Tongfu, they did get those next core items. The Mech, the BKB, the Orchid on the Storm. And they are a very gank-oriented lineup. Their lineup doesn't have the best team fight. They have some great single-target lockdown. But they would much rather find pickoffs. And truth be told, we haven't seen Tongfu find the room to get constant Lifestealer Bomb pickoffs. Na'Vi have been playing quite smart and quite defensively. And so instead, Tongfu, I think they're best off just split pushing and trying to outfarm Na'Vi. At least get something like a Scythe Device, get your Abyssal Blade on the Lifestealer, and angle a bit more towards late game.
You know what item would help Tongfu actually 5-man and push and get more control? An Aegis, but they don't have it because that guy stole it.
Are you a Dendy fan, Bruno?
No, I'm not a Dandy fan. I'm a Great Place fan.
You're not a Dendy fan?
I'm not a Dandy
Are
fan.
you a
I'm
Dendy
a Dandy
hater?
friend.
Oh, okay.
Which is better.
That is so politically correct. All the flame you were giving me about the hexagons yesterday and now this.
Hey, he's my friend.
You're
okay?
a wish-washy,
you can't be a fan of your friends.
You're a flip-flopper.
I wear flip-flops.
You're an
Is that
Al
the
Gore
same?
for the 21st century.
Oh, that's not entirely bad.
Actually,
I mean,
Al
could be
Gore.
worse.
Yeah, he's taken a pretty, at least, well, we'll leave politics aside. But Tongfu, they'll push this top lane. They'll continue to farm it up. Man, you almost got me into a lot of trouble. Personal politics on a Dota cast. That is exactly what Twitch chat wants to hear right now. As I see Sexy Dendy, Opa, Sexy Dendy, no space. They really care about Al Gore, I'll tell you.
Absolutely. So moving on, we have still Puppy farming for that Shadowblade Kuroki. Of course, the 5-position player does not get match. He only gets an Urn of Shadow. But more importantly, he has level 2 Fiend's Grip. And that increases damage quite a lot as well. It's not only about controlling the Lifestealer, but if you catch the Storm Spirit or even the Doom, this Doom right now, you want to kill that guy, because if you kill him, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, how are they going to do it? The physical damage is the thing they really need. Puppy's working towards it. Shadowblade will be next. Tavost has his drums. I think he actually went back for this after the BKB. I believe he did. And now he can start to farm the next damage item. if Navi can farm, start to get Puppey and Havos legitimately big, and Dendi can get a Scythe, they'll go into late game with, I think, the slightly stronger physical DPS lineup. Because Doom has gone utility, Lifestealer can be kited to some extent by Surge and Fiend Script, and the rest of the team is magic damage. So if it goes late enough, I think Navi will be in pretty good shape because of the nature of their lineup. But they do have to get there, and right now they take a tier 2 bottom, Tongfu push out all the lanes, top and mid, and might be setting up to make a go on whoever shows their face. Sangsheng and Hao thinking about it. Farming together? Are we going to see an Infest Bomb? Looks like not.
Not
that
right
Aegis should be wearing off any second now.
Yeah, it's about 30 seconds or so. But the interesting thing about Hao is that while Navi seems to have the proper right click, and there goes the Aegis, the fact that Hao has a Basher, that's such a huge thing, because all you need is a proper bash on Dendi, for example, one of the heroes that can escape, or even the Darks here. And you lock them down for 2 seconds, which means that you can kill him, and suddenly you change the whole thing. I mean, of course you can't build your team around getting a lucky bash. But if it happens, just right, let's say it happens just out of the Nix Bomb, and you kill one of those clutch heroes, then suddenly your life is much, much easier. And now we see Puppey and Havos farming the Asians. It was just a 2 stacks, it's not that much. But that means that Alchemist now has his Shadow Blade, and Havos can decide to go for another item. Will he finish the Manta, or do you think he'll just keep the Yasha and go for something more?
Meta's pretty good this game because you can remove Orchid with it. He does already have a VKB. Won't help you against Doom, of course. I think Meta's decent here. There's not that much AoE in Tongfu, and it helps them push. And if they win a fight, they do want to try and break the base. But either way, for Navi, they really want to find a big 5v5, get a vacuum into a coil, into an Alk stun. That's the ideal order of operations for them, whereas Tongfu would much rather have these chaotic fights. They're best when the enemy team is dispersed and when they're on the run, and they'll be trying to disperse them here. They rotate under cover of smoke down towards the bottom lane, wrapping around. Navi, so far the enemy jungle, they may just head mid and completely dodge this. We'll see though. They're still grouped up. Oh, this could be bad. I don't know if they realize this is coming. Mid lane's pushing in, top lane's pushing in. They might be expecting Tongfu just to defend bottom because the lanes are pushing the other 2 lanes. Here's the Sentry Ward. Sangsheng will strut right over it. Have Navi been paying attention? That's the question. The Shadow Blade wears off. It's been revealed. The jig is up. Who's going to strike first? It will be a blink north by Funnick. A hook catches a Boast. And now the fight breaks out in a fury. Oh boy, that wall was pretty decent. A Boast dropping low. However, Sangsheng comes in. He tries to eat Dendi. He's doomed Puppey. But while Puppey was in chemical range, and he's not doing quite enough here, I feel. He backs off. In the end, they've only killed off a Boast so far. Kuroki low, but this Lifestealer has not even been scratched, and that means he can start to go ham on some enemy heroes. There's no Fiend Script. He'll give chase. He'll find a kill. 2 will fall. Again, a chaotic fight. That's what Tongfu won. That's where they're going to be strongest, and they had a great one there.
Yep, and there it went. They went straight for Hubos. Hubos had to use his BKB, pop the Eclipse. Actually, a really nice Eclipse. King J disappeared pretty much immediately. But that was not enough. Of course, they had their eyes set on him. Unfortunately, that meant that Tongfu had to split up. And that confuses Navi a little bit, I think, because they didn't know whether to chase the guys that were trying to go for Havos and defend, or stay there. They got Havos, they got Kuroki. Tongfu gets a tier 2 tower, and the possibility of rush, because it will be up in 1 minute. And if they establish some control, I would have liked to see them farm Navi's jungle.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should be punishing Navi more for the fact that they're behind and have to roam as 5. Split pushing, farming the enemy jungle, get some aggressive wards up, buy a gem. All of these are things that I think Tongfu are now in a position to do. They do have gem money as well on Banana. Already picked up a 4-step. I think we'll see one soon, especially with Roche respawning. This makes a big difference. And there is a Shadow Blade on Puppey. Speaking of gems, Funnick's actually bought one. Darkseer buying a gem for Puppey. Also, Funnick did go for Blink Dagger. And I like this choice because they just need to get a perfect Vac, Coil, Alchemist stun. That's the kind of fight Navi need to reliably shut down Tongfu. So Blink Dagger, an item that helps you get that. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to spot a thing that sounds really, really small. But Tongfu just rocketed Roshan 1 minute before Roshan spawned. That makes me believe that Tongfu didn't know the proper time. Because, I mean, you have to assume that the enemy knows. And if the enemy is Roshan and Roshan isn't there, point of a rocket flare, again, right now, we see another rocket flare there.
If they were listening to this cast, maybe they figured Ice Frog is a Dendi fanboy. It might have changed the time this game, Bruno.
I don't know. I mean, why are you
anticipating your tricks?
There's no point in doing that unless you don't know the time. And that's kind of problematic to me because you have to.
Oh, here's a big smoke, though. Tongfu, they might not be sure about the Roche time, but they are sure they want to take a fight. They're smoked up.
Now they found it.
And they're looking to backstab Navi. Roche is online. Navi wrapping around towards the bottom lane. Dendi close to a sight device, doesn't have it yet. They'll stop to farm some neutrals here.
And now they know about Roche.
They really need sentry wards in front of them. Actually, sorry, scratch that. They do have the gem. Songsheng in the lead. He's got a BKB. The fight could break out any second now. They'll find Havos first. He pops his BKB. He pops into clips. Songsheng. Doom is not even used yet. Funny can't get off the combo. Well timed, but I don't know if it's enough. The Clockwork Falls, the Shadow Demon, and the Lifesteal are all already dead. The early Eclipse doing so much work. Blinking over the top is Dendi. Wants to make it 4, and I think they will. The Doom will fall. That's what happens if the Eclipse comes out, and the vac did go off. It was only the wall that didn't get deployed. Just this Doom, Songsheng, a little bit too hesitant to drop Doom. He definitely had an opportunity there to shut down Havos.
That was terrible, terrible for Tongfu. I mean, a great fight from Navi. The moment right now they popped the Eclipse, they had absolute control of the fight. Doom went too greedy, as you said. They couldn't capitalize on anything, and they just died one by one. And
also, I didn't see how the Lifestealer died. Did he not get off rage?
He didn't.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know if he got stunned by the Alk or Fiend's Grip, but that's also a crucial factor. If he gets off rage, the Eclipse damage doesn't affect him, and he is an Abyssal Blade. I mean, he really hurts in these fights. And Navi, I think they need like 3 or 4 heroes to focus him down. Otherwise, he can probably kill 2 by himself. But great fight from Navi. They take Roche number 2 off the back of that, and now the gold graph starts to dip.
Yeah, and Puppy is getting to that point
he's
where
getting big. Now, I mean, now look at the net worth. He's starting to catch up. He is behind about 5k gold to this Doom, but
yeah,
if he gets an Assault Cuirass, that's really going to mitigate what Hal can do in the fights.
And speaking of Assault Cuirass, is Sunshine going for an Assault Cuirass as well? He has a random platemate there and 2.3k gold. I mean, he can go for either that or a Shivas. At this point, do you want to rely on more magical damage, or do you just want to make your team hit harder?
I think Shivas is a bit better because you're up against Darkseer. So I guess he's got BKB. He's not guaranteed to be caught in the wall, but if he pops that at the right time. But if you give the enemy team an Assault Cuirass aura, that is not a good way to start a fight. So we'll see. Either one is definitely an option. But I feel Tongfu in general is a bit lacky on AoE, and getting something like a Shivas just helps your Lifestealer chase really effectively. We'll see. Tongfu have really been trying to find pickoffs this game. It's been a lot of smokes, but a lot of 4 or 5 man smokes, and it might just be a bit too predictable. But ultimately, I feel that last fight, if Doom is just used sooner, it's a completely different fight.
Yeah. I mean, he hesitated. I think he wanted to go for Dendi or for
Or
Havos.
the Darkseer,
But
I think.
I mean, you've been in that position once. Like, you want to have the Doom before the clutch spells go. And he sees Havos, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna Doom him before he eclipses, and Havos just eclipses. So he goes for Dendi and says, I'm going to Doom him before he coils. And then he coils. So, well, now I have to go on Darkseer. And that little second that you missed, that you were supposed to throw the Doom just before, makes you change targets, and it becomes more and more complicated. We see a fight coming top. Puppy is charging the stun, but no one's there. It's going to just get stunned.
Yeah, he's gone plate mail. Assault Cuirass, almost certainly the choice for him. Truth be told, they could have their own AC, because Banana could disrupt him as well, but it's still a nice item against the Lifestealer. Surviving longer. That's going to help Navi get off their proper combo. As long as they don't die to burst damage and they get off the Scythe, the Vac, the Wall, the Eclipse, the Manta Illusions, it will be very difficult for Tongfu to fight into that much AoE. And I think Tongfu are just going to sit back and try and wait out this Aegis. And I imagine if you're Navi, you really want to force a fight during this time. At least take the tier 2 top, the tier 2 mid. They're playing a bit tentatively right now, but they've got a few minutes to go, about 3 to 4 minutes. And we'll probably see them trying to make something happen here now, bottom.
I think if you're Navi, you just push the bottom lane a little bit, get some wards, make it your objective to just farm the enemy jungle, get some wards in the enemy jungle, and try to get that tier 2 middle, because the tier 2 top, you couldn't care less about that. If you actually get the tier 2 middle, Navi loses control of the jungle, absolutely. So now you can do those 5-man smokes, you can do the things that you want to do, you can farm the jungle, you can do whatever. And Tongfu will be very, very limited to just farming the lanes. And I mean, in this battle of attrition, when you have an alchemist and you'll start getting more and more gold by the same amount of farm, the control of the map becomes very, very important.
Yeah, Tongfu, map control for them, we could actually take a look at the vision here for both teams, is not so great. They are very reliant on observer wards. Their own jungle is pretty much free for Navi to farm. Bottom lane's pushing in, mid lane at the river. For Navi, quite a bit better. And after taking Roche, they felt confident, make an aggressive foray into the enemy jungle, get up some observer wards at the river. They actually, against Tongfu's lineup, you really need this vision. You don't want to get caught by a Lifestealer Bomb, by a Storm Zip, by a Doom Shadow Blade. Shivas is the choice for Songsheng. Not a bad pickup. I think the warning aim is essential for Na'Vi to maintain this lead. If they don't get jumped and they get off a 5-man fight, it should go their way. And right now, smoked up, unlikely they will get caught. They're going to be hunting Tongfu.
We're going to see what happens. I mean, do they know where Tongfu is? And that's the question. They probably saw Mu going for the rune.
Oh,
yeah.
Mu. This is not where you want to be. He's psyched up. They need a stun to connect. Now, Silence pulled back in. Gripped as well. They did blow a freeze grip for that, but get Storm dead for 80 seconds. Absolutely worth it. He could have maybe BKB'd there. Well, I think he had like a second after the Scythe wore off.
Yeah,
not sure.
He could have maybe.
It was close.
It's really close. He probably didn't see the stun coming. The Unstable Concoction thought he was okay. Unfortunately, he didn't zip in because he was silenced. But, I mean, it's one of those decisions, milliseconds that you have to take. And he will be sitting there. He can buy back if he has to. He hopes he doesn't have to. But right now, it's not the problem about the Storm, but rather how.
This is perfect for Na'Vi. After getting that pick off, you can force the buyback. Because you have an Aegis still. It's not even that risky of a play. They're pushing down the mid lane. They have exactly 1 minute. At least can pressure the tier 2 top. No, they're going to play it super safe. They're just going to steal some Ancients, doing some additional economic damage on their way out.
Get the D ward as well, important, because now less and less map control for Tongfu means that they'll have to play more careful. And as fun as that Sunshine Doom was, it didn't. I mean, it could make lots of damage when they were playing as separately. But now that Dendi has his items, he has the Scythe of Vice. It's time for Na'Vi to group up as 5, try to fight, and Shadowblade Doom is not as effective in those situations.
Yeah,
you can't pick one off.
It could still turn a fight if he gets off Doom and prevents Na'Vi from getting their team.
No, I mean, in 5v5, absolutely. By just like trying to get pick-offs by yourself, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't pressure here solo. And Na'Vi, they do feel a lot more confident. Havos farming way past the river, or not past the river, but way into the top lane. Earlier this game, we saw Na'Vi, they'd sit like around this area of the map, just feeling very restricted, limited in terms of where they could farm. But now they have the items up, the support's roaming with him. Puppey was farming mid, Plate Mail picked up, and I believe an Assault Cuirass along with that. Yeah, it will be. They have, their lineup is a really scary 5v5 line.
We're going to see a clash. Let's see if they jump on Havos. Oh no, they missed it.
Big smoke by Tongfu into the enemy jungle. Zip in, they will pull, they'll grab Funnick. They want to bring him down quickly. Eclipse gets deployed. King J tanking all the beams to the face. However, Israge not tanking any. Mu jumping forward, just wants to actually kill someone. Kuroki still not dead. Havos doomed to dropping low. Sangshan working on him. They'll bring him down in time. This is right after that Aegis ran out. Puppey. Oh no. How doesn't get the bash he needs. Now they'll be forced back. The buyback from Havos. And Tongfu on the way out. Puppey giving chase. Lobs a stun. Rage wasn't there. He's got an armlet toggle if he can get out it off in time, but he can't carry Puppey doing work. And Tongfu running for their lives now after that buyback. Can they get out? Scythe of Ice cooling down for Dendi. A bit worried about a level death. Sangshung finds a haste. He heads one way. Heading the other is Banata. He does not look so lucky to me. Caught and brought down. Dendi Blinky way past him. Or Orby way past him, rather, to ensure the kill. In the end, buybacks were forced out from Na'Vi. Not a horrible fight for either team.
And they lost a Rax. Sorry, not a Rax. A tower. They lost a tower, I think, bottom in this time, just because of
this
the creeps
tier 2
pushing.
bottom, you mean?
Yeah, the creeps pushing.
Okay.
Which seems like a small deal, but I mean, it's still money going for Tongfu.
I think the biggest thing there is Havos would have had a butterfly, and he's still close to it, but his buyback's down, so he really needs this next Aegis, which is coming in about 3.5 minutes. If they can get the next Aegis on him, they'll stabilize a lot, but they are a bit volatile at this stage of the game, simply because of the buyback. It's
a bit complicated for them now, because I'm not sure. The last 2 times they got an Aegis, the first time was by that amazing Dendi steal. The second time, it was after a very good team fight by them. But if both teams are alive when Roshan pops up, it's complicated. I mean, I can't say Na'Vi will win the team fight 100% of the time. They have the wall, they have the Finn's grip, they have some nice things going for them. But if they get the good initiation, Tongfu, I mean, you get the proper Life Stealer Bomb, you get the proper Doom on the right hero, battle could go anywhere, and who gets the next Aegis will be the one that probably will be forcing Raxis in the next 10 minutes.
Also, this is that stage of the game where the Storm Spear could start to become a bit stronger, because Havos is down to a 7-second BKB, and he's getting close to a Scythe of Ice. And especially if he doesn't get Fiend Script, has a lot of freedom to move around in these fights. Truth be told, Na'Vi don't have the best single target lockdown. They do have the Scythe on Dendi, but there's a BKB on the Storm. So we'll see. I feel Mu could be that secret weapon for this team. This is the point in the game where Lifestealer sometimes feels like he's not the highest impact carry. Navi's such a mobile lineup, such a hard lineup for Lifestealer to stay attached at the hip to an enemy target. Mu, however, has a lot of freedom. If he's not focused, could be doing some heavy lifting here. And he'll need to. He's been farming the most on this team. Actually sitting at 269 last hits. They'll smoke up now on the high ground, and they're going to go right into the Roshan pit. Kuroki just placed the sentry. Tongfu, not having full vision of this, a little reluctant to jump in. Na'Vi, their biggest strength here is fighting at the Roche pit. They have vacuum wall. Very scary to fight in.
I just want to point out, Sansheng did something very, very nice, which is he stole ice armor. He ate a creep that gives ice armor, and now he's giving ice armor to everyone.
They're trying to bait here with a Havos Delusion. He comes in with his main hero, though. On the backside of Sangshang, he's doomed. Havos, not a good way to start the fight. Now the zip in, the pull back. He is still alive. That was a defensive sleep, but it wears off quickly. Without Havos, Na'Vi lacking damage. He's going to fall. Puppey as well. Kind of coming apart here. A buyback from that Alk. But remember, there is no buyback available for the Luna. Dendi Ghost Sceptered up, trying to live, trying to fight his way out. On the backside, it's King J. He'll fall to Funnick. So far, a 2 for 2 and a buyback on the Alk. But they have used a lot of their early initiation. Now Mu caught. He'll go down. The buyback on Puppey making the difference. That 4-position Alk turning out to be the hero and the savior of this fight. And now setting up what could be Roche for Na'Vi. Well, they're still chasing. They're going to do a bit of dewarding here. Having that extra buyback really made all the difference.
Yeah, because that was a team fight that Tongfu should have won. I mean, they kind of won the team fight, but the fact that they were so many buybacks and the possibility of Puppey to just come back to the fight and make an impact at the end made it so that Na'Vi not only have control of the last team fight, but now they can do Roshan if they want. And Lifestealer being such low life means he has to regenerate, he has to wait until he's full health, until they can contest. The Mu buyback kind of a little bit wasted. The idea was nice, but I mean, by the time he walked back and got there, just everyone was running away.
Yeah, that's actually a really costly buyback, because he had like 2,600 gold. He had the Mystic Staff. After that death, it's going to be a while before he gets the next one. It does prevent Na'Vi from getting Roche, and I feel at this point, preventing them from getting Roche is essential, because Luna has enough items now with a Butterfly and a Manta that if you give the Aegis away to this Luna, she can probably just siege you with the Manta Illusions and Rax you, and you can't go on her because of the Aegis. So preventing Roche, absolutely essential. It is a costly buyback, but perhaps a necessary one.
The good thing for Tongfu is that in 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, they'll have all their ultimates online. Suddenly, it pretty much becomes the same thing that was before. They're smoking again, and if they can get the same team fight, they will be able to get all the same things as well. Now, Na'Vi also has their ultimates reset. It's a double smoke. They will try to get to the Roche pit. Of course, Na'Vi has the advantage of having the proper vision, but Tongfu decides to go on for the turnaround. They check that no one's at Roshan, and now they're going to say, okay, we're going through the secret shop because we know it's warded there. And Na'Vi is kind of doing mind games of their own. They say they will not go there, so we'll try to find them at their jungle. But no one's finding anyone, so...
It's one of those moments where the casual observer feels so much smarter than the players. Like, no, they're not there, you idiots! But of course, neither team knows. Tongfu hiding at the secret shop. Na'Vi pressuring this bottom lane a bit. Thing is, Tongfu is going to have to come to defend bottom, and Na'Vi is hoping that someone's going to show up here. Actually, it looks like they're positioned for a backstab, as they were all facing towards the north. Tongfu has used these smoke anks quite a bit, and if you use them enough, your opponents generally will wise up. Na'Vi starting to adapt to their opponents mid-game in those small ways. And now, they might head towards this bottom lane. Creeps have just gone through, walked through the lane, spotted by a dire observer. Or Tongfu have a gem, but Banana not scouting the high ground. Now he'll throw out a poison. I think the gem was out of range. Well, they've been spotted. Na'Vi will not be caught by surprise, and neither will Tongfu, it looks like.
Now they know, so suddenly...
They can't leave this. The bottom lane's pushing in. They're going to take some damage on their tower, but... you just have to take it. If you TP home, Na'Vi take Roche, and that might just be game.
Absolutely. I mean, they have to put pressure on the mid lane, which is what they're doing right now. If you're going to try and take our bottom lane, we'll have to take that. Oh, that now.
Here we go. Lucid Beam on Banana to start. Habost in the front lines. Manta's out. Infest Bomb comes. He got off his BKB. I don't think he got off the Eclipse, though. He didn't. The Doom goes on to him. Funnick can't get anything off. I think he got Abyssal there and bursted down. No wall, but Habost fighting his way out simply with the pure DPS of a Manta style as well as a Butterfly. Now it's all up to Hao. Habost is low. Habost will fall. Puppey trying to man mode up against this Lifestealer, but that is a Lifestealer. He's very scary. Self-disrupt, or offensive disrupt on Puppey, and now Banana gives chase. Slowed up. One more bash. This could be the end of Puppey. He will go down. Ultra kill for Hao. Finally, the Lifestealer not focused in a team fight. Habost on the chase. Remember, he's got Eclipse, but back comes Sangsheng. He's got a Shiva's Guard here. There's no BKB for Habost. He throws off the Eclipse. He gets disrupted. Now, Hao says, screw it. I'm going to fight my way out. Where's the bashes when he needs it? He gets one, but he will go down. The timely scythe from Dendi. Na'Vi hang on. They kill off a few. buybacks from literally everyone in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buybacks in the past 6 minutes. And now Roshan. Who's going to get it, Bruno? That's the big question.
Well, they're all rushing to that golden Roshan that needs to give you the ages.